That's my starter intro. That's my signature. So, hey guys, welcome back to the show, the After Dark podcast. On today's show, we have a very special guest, Victoria Jalen. Clap for her. We'll put the clap track in there. All right. Thanks for coming on the show today.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm very honored that I was asked by you guys to join.
Thank you. We're happy you're here. So, brief intro. Obviously, you know me. Gio is my friend slash co-host.
Just a friend?
Just a friend? Do you want to be more than a friend?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, you like the pace? Okay, we're okay with the space?
Yeah, man.
Okay, no, but Gio's actually a very awesome photographer. I think you should check him out. I think we really like his work. But yeah, I'll let you guys get acquainted. Well, let me get some backstory on you. Some back information on you. I don't want to label you, but you're an actress, you're a model, you are, what else? Any other titles I need to know?
That pretty much sums it up. I'm an all-around creative, or at least attempting to be. And yeah, predominantly actress and model.
We've obviously worked together in the past on a couple projects. What is your favorite project that we've done?
Honestly, Sweetheart with You was my most ambitious project so far. It's been a minute, so we have to reconnect and do something like that again, because that was great. You know, everyone watched Sweetheart by Tony Tulapanco. Yeah, it was good.
She said ambitious. I like that because it was very ambitious. That was a very big project for me and everybody else involved. I'm glad you came along for that ride. It was a long day.
That was a
long day.
Yeah.
It was a long day. But thanks for being patient. We set up the whole shots and everything, all that stuff. Were you happy with the way it came out and all that stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was shot on his, I remember he was telling me about his 4K camera that they use for Netflix. Yeah. And
That's how I told it.
Yeah, for real. But no, it turned out really great. The style, the direction, the music, the framing, the lighting, everything. It was just mwah. I only looked as good as I did because of his eye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously you've done modeling gigs before. I guess we all have shared experiences through that. Is there any like shoot that stands out to you, like that was like different, or I mean, tell us about some of the shoots you've been on, like what you've been through and like your experience in that world.
Well, I've been doing like little fun creative photo shoots with my friends ever since I was like a teenager, and I used to get hit up by local photographers that would want to collaborate with me. You were one of them. I think that's how we met, right? We first did the photo shoot, and then from there I started getting more bold. I started submitting to open calls. I started submitting to different modeling agencies, and yeah, and then when I was at a headshot session in New York, and that's when I met my current manager for modeling. So I was recently signed this year to a boutique model management company. And so I say that to say I'm really glad that I planted seeds without really having an expectation of where they were going to go, because they led me here, which is being signed with someone, which I never, it just kind of fell in my lap. Yeah, only from me. Yeah, only just from me putting myself out there and just trying and throwing, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I don't, throwing shit at me.
Well, you got to put money in the swear jar if you do.
Yeah, so that was very, I was very lucky to, be in the same room as her, so I could, network with her and start something with her, because she's relatively new. It's a treat to be able to be on be a part of something in its infancy and like be a part of it, letting it grow. Yeah.
my other question to you was, you live in New York now, right?
I do.
Hella expensive.
She was taking.
I have
Starting
Hold
to
on.
hating
Wait,
right.
Jill starts to hating right away.
I have 5 roommates.
Makes
6
sense.
of us total.
Makes
2 of them are animals. It's a full house.
Like when you mean animals, like
A cat and a dog.
oh, I thought they were like
Yeah.
I thought they were like
Nah,
like guys or girls that were like
nah.
straight animals.
Literal animals.
Like underwear in the freezer kind of thing.
I was thinking a different type of animals, but all right.
No, yeah.
Oh,
so.
elaborate on that one.
I think
Well,
it's good.
Imagine.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's a full
want to
house.
come home like that.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, in New York, it's us, and we call ourselves the Big Gals.
Wait. The big gals?
Yeah, it's a term of endearment. It is. We're all high school friends, so we all grew up in Long Branch together, and so I was very lucky that we were all able to.
Shout out to Long Branch.
Yeah, it was a very lucky break that we all like had the ambition to move to New York at the same time. So I'm very like when I say I'm blessed to be in the situation, like I can't even. There's no other words for that.
I did want to ask you.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that you were ready to make that big ass move? That's a big decision to make in any creative life. Like obviously, like if you're once you're ready to leave and then like try to make it out there somewhere new. I don't know. I was always curious about like what was that one point when you were like ready? You knew you were ready to just leave.
That's a really good question. I don't know if it's like a certain point. Like I always knew that I was gonna live in New York ever since I was little. Like I just had an inkling. I had a feeling. I feel like I'm very sensitive to like messages from the universe and just being receptive to, signs. And I just, ever since I was little, I was like, I'm gonna live in New York one day. I am. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, my opportunity kind of sprang, and I noticed that I'm like, this is like kind of not a good, it could be attributed in a positive or a negative way, but not a lot of things scare me. Like sometimes there are things you do need to be scared of. And I don't have I don't know, like just being somewhere you shouldn't, or like
Talking to strangers.
Yeah. I kind of, like being on the subway at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I don't
it's normal.
Yeah. So, have
you met weirdos on the subway at 3 a.m.?
You're asking me like this, like you're saying the question should be, when don't you meet weirdos? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
When don't you meet weirdos on the subway?
Rarely. Very, very rarely. Sometimes I am the weirdo on the subway. Sometimes, sometimes the chaos of the city just infects your soul. You think that
I think we're all the weirdos on the subway at one point in our lives.
We are.
This guy.
We sure are. But yeah, so I say that to say that a lot of things don't scare me. I don't know. Not to say that I'm fearless in everything, but I just feel like I watch too much like self-help TikToks, and I watch too much like, kill your fear. It kind of like I internalize that very, very deeply. So
You carry it through your real life.
and yes, I do. There are things I should be scared of, and I will work on that personally. But for now, it's working for me.
Excellent.
Yes. Yes.
Gio, what scares you?
Me? I mean, I have a lot of things too. Either way, I mean,
Wait. No, let me reframe the question. Creatively, whatever, like, what scared you, like, trying to be like an aspiring photographer?
Like, what do you mean, like, just the people or like?
No,
me?
just like, did anything ever hold you back? Would you ever feel like nervous, or did you feel like she said before?
Oh,
we were talking
no.
before the show, like imposter syndrome. Did it ever get to you at any point?
Yeah.
Did you ever like?
Nah, not really.
You never felt imposter syndrome?
No, like I told you, when I started my freaking photography career and shit like that, I needed to make a whole fucking weird ass persona, basically. That's how I got rid of some of my social anxiety and
You built a character.
yeah. And like I didn't really feel it, but like I guess I had a small thought of like, is this real me or not? But like, it was a small thought where like, nah, it's me. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel like we all built that persona.
Yeah.
Everybody has that persona.
Cause like,
You have to, otherwise
Yeah.
you're not interesting. Otherwise,
I used to just keep to myself and not really talk.
you can't just be the mysterious guy. No, you have to have a persona.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more interesting that way.
Yeah. So I created that weird ass persona, and yes, he did whatever he likes to do and didn't give a fuck what anyone thought about and shit like that.
Did you have a name, or is it just like your own?
No,
person?
it was just me. Like, this is actually
Your alter ego?
Basically, alter ego. Bullshitness.
Okay.
And that's how got me into like networking, talking to people, being more comfortable and all that bullshitness. Yeah. It's like, in the end of the day, it's like, even when I reached out to models, either they left me on red or don't. I didn't give a fuck. In the end of the day,
He was still Gio.
yeah, I'm like, I'm doing what I like to do. That's when I started getting more tattoos too, and playing with my hair, bullshit, and getting to more of a, I don't know, clothes.
Aesthetic. More
Shit like
aesthetic,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, you're getting more
So
experimental.
going to the photography career, photographer, it inspired me. It brought me to the pathway of like also knowing myself a little bit more. Even though I may not do photography all the time, it brought a new character into light of who I am nowadays, and like how she went through the growth and all that shit. I also had a small spiritual shit going on too.
Spiritual journey.
Yeah, so I knew like all that shit, cause like I told you, like when we had our weird deep conversation recently or shit like that.
I didn't think it was weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was just deep.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I was like, I was not a good person, but I wasn't also like who I am today, where I'm like kind of calm too. Some things do get under my
You found
skin.
your peace, sir.
Yeah, but it's just like,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Have you ever encountered anybody like in your modeling days, like any photographers that have those kind of characteristics, or like even have like a persona? You know what I mean? Like anybody that's like stood out, like who's like left an impact on you, like after you left the shoot, like that was different.
That's an interesting question.
I know everybody's different in the creative process. Some people are more like, animated. Some people are more like, reserved or whatever. Like, I don't know what your experience has been, but like, yeah, I think I want.
So far, my modeling journey, the photographers have been pretty on the straight and narrow. Not to say that some personas might jump out in the future. They probably will, but so far, my experience, I haven't had anything.
It's all been mild.
Yeah, it's all been pretty mild. It's pretty,
Okay.
cut and dry. I think that has to do with like my fear is down here, but my conscientiousness is up here. So I feel like that kind of compensates for it. I'm
Right.
very aware and very I maintain a sense of I always got my eyes peeled,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah. Do you have a persona that you embody when you're
The one you're watching right now.
we should name him.
No.
If you give it a name, it gives him life. You should.
All right.
Do it right now.
All right.
Think
We'll talk about it.
Pull it over. Yeah.
No, I don't have a persona. I just try to be as real as possible and just very open and clear, and that's it.
Yeah.
I like to make jokes. That's it. And I think humor is everything, so it makes my process go away like a lot smoother. A lot smoother.
Yeah, you gotta have a sense of humor. You gotta have multiple senses of humor. You gotta find the humor in everything.
Yeah, but now you're just boring as fuck.
Dark, light, whatever kind of sense of humor you gotta indulge in it.
Fuck, are we supposed to get through this life without a sense of humor? Like seriously, it's insane.
Which does bring me to my next point, like comedy. Like, I don't know. I kind of do want to take on more comedic work. It'd be interesting. It'd be my biggest challenge because doing comedy on screen. Imagine, holy shit.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry.
No, I was just rambling. I'm just
I
talking.
want to be a stand-up
Yeah,
comedy.
now I want to be a stand-up comedian. So apparently,
Okay.
Next Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Imagine. I should get into stand-up comedy more. My attention span is so fucked from TikTok that like it's hard for me to like sit and watch sometimes. I have to really force myself to pay attention. But yeah.
Speaking of TikTok though, like you said, the attention span thing. How do you think that's affected your work, or just in general everybody's work? Because obviously we're all trying to make something that people should pay attention to, but at the same time, it's just like you only have like what 2 or 3 seconds to get their attention, and then it's gone. How do you think that's fucked up your work, or everybody's work, or even everybody's just, I don't know, creative outlook?
Yeah, it's we could open this whole can of worms about how attention is currency, and it's giving very 1984. It's giving very Big Brother. It's giving very they extracted all types of capital they could from us, and now they're working on the attention part. But we don't have to get into that. But yeah, it is interesting in this day and age where you always kind of feel like you're just missing something. Like you're on the cusp of like, what is the secret sauce? What is the secret formula that'll get people to stay on my page longer, or that'll hook them into my reel and then they'll continue watching? And I always see videos of people breaking it down and saying like, oh, how to capture
active,
you gotta do your hook, you gotta be polarizing, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. So I mean, I'm sure that those techniques, I'm sure that they're not new techniques. I'm sure they've been around, but I think it's more, I think it's more so now more than ever, since everyone's attention span is just serious. No, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Like, the memes of like when you're like trying to watch a video, but you also need to have like the Subway Surfer game on the side of the screen. Yeah. Like that's seriously what it is. Like I need 7 streams of media stimulating my brain at all times. Otherwise you're not my dopamine receptors are shot, and probably so are a lot of people's. So I said all that to say, I think it just is more challenging as a creator, and also since the barriers to entry is very low compared to years past. Yeah. So that imposter syndrome creeps in because we're influx with so many talented people that, we wouldn't have been exposed to otherwise, in years past. So I don't know. It just takes a different type of sauce now. We just need, I don't know.
Or you just keep perfecting the recipe for many, many years. I don't know. That's what I think. Yeah. I mean, that sauce is only going to last for like a week. So why invest in that, and develop your own sauce and work on it?
That's what I'm saying. Always it's about constantly being more innovative and constantly pushing the envelope.
Develop your own herbs and spices.
Certainly. KFC style.
Shout out to Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. I haven't had KFC in a very long time.
Weren't you vegetarian for a while? Are you still?
I am no longer vegetarian. I didn't eat meat for 10 years.
Wow.
Now I am back doing that. Yeah.
What brought you back to the meat?
Don't ask me like that.
Gio doesn't say anything for a long time. He says, "What brought you back to the meat?"
You want to rephrase that question? No.
So why did you continue to perpetuate that system?
Well, I'm not like an ex-vegan that's like, oh yeah, fuck the vegans. I very much do agree with the ideals of veganism. It's kind of a really fucked up situation. But the reason that I personally went back to eating meat was because I am a girl. I am just a girl. I am hustling. I'm doing everything by myself. I'm working. I gotta eat. I can't, sometimes, you work a 12-hour shift, and I also work in the hospitality and food service industry. So sometimes physically, like, a bitch needs to eat. And I physically cannot survive off of French fries, Yeah. Like so unfortunately, it just wasn't sustainable for my very chaotic lifestyle. Yeah. And I also, in Brooklyn, I'm really not gonna hold you, it's a food desert. Like all we got is a deli, and we're
wait, I thought there were so many options in Brooklyn with all the vegan options and all the sustainable options and all that.
I think so. In the rich parts, I don't live in the rich part of Brooklyn. Well, I'm not saying it's
shout out to the bodegas.
Right, the bodegas, they be holding me down. And they do have more healthier options these days, but you know, you're talking, you know, they want like $19 for a salad. On the regular, I'd be spending $30 at the deli on 1.5 meals, you know? It's not like I can hop over to like a big supermarket to get fresh, you know, and also with the way that my schedule is, I'd be hustling, working all these shifts. So it's hard to do everything yourself. So I cannot add the added stress of figuring out what I'm going to eat. I just need to be able to eat and continue about my day. I've literally, this is like probably the fucking 4th or 5th time I've said this week. I literally understand why people need assistance. Like rich people need assistance because like having to deal with the big shit that you got going on, and then you got to worry about feeding yourself, and you got to worry about washing your underwear, and you got to worry about like, you know, the tiny little shit just to be able to get you through the day. I fucking understand. Really important, yeah. So I gotta. Unfortunately, I'm cutting corners where I can, and that is one of the corners I cut was my veganism. I'm really not proud of it. I'm really not. But it is what it is. I gotta make do with what I got. I owned up to it. Yeah. Okay. One day when I make my millions,
you'll be vegan full time.
I'll be vegan full time. God willing. God willing.
Gio, will you give up the meat?
No, man. The fuck.
I didn't finish the question. He said no. No. Straight up no. Never.
Nah.
Couldn't happen. Okay. Respect that.
But yeah. Shout out to vegans. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm sorry I failed you.
We'll put a rainbow over you. Shout out to the vegans. Yay.
Shout out to the vegans. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Gio, do you believe in veganism?
Me? I mean, I guess they do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
I understand the whole concept of it and shit like that, you know.
The vegans are right. They are right.
They have reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand some of that farms or, you know, the animals are getting brutally killed and shit like that. Other shit too going on, you know.
Yeah.
I understand that shit.
Okay.
But I would never go.
Our whole food system is fucked up.
I mean,
Every facet of it is just infected.
Shout out to Lou for saying
it's
a factory and that he's raising his own chickens now.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
Shout out to Lou for recognizing that it's a factory. That he's raising his own poultry now.
Word up.
You didn't see the chickens outside?
I was hearing y'all talk about them, but I was a little bit scared, so I didn't look for them.
See him outside?
I did not see them. No. I be blacking out sometimes. I did not notice.
I noticed the chickens. I was like, wait,
oh wow,
chickens.
That's what's up. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, OD. You just eat the eggs?
Eggs too, yeah.
Okay, but you also eat the chickens as well?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Wow. Word. I bet it's very fresh.
Does it taste different? Yeah, way better.
I can imagine.
I keep hearing that too.
That's what's up.
My mom always says in Mexico that the chickens taste better.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's fresh.
Let me ask you a question, right?
What's up?
So you're talking about like the whole eating like, vegan thing. To you, did you think that like being vegan made you more like disciplined?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
I mean, you have to have some type of discipline to.
Yeah, but it wasn't
very hard.
It wasn't,
especially if like dieting or like even fixing your whole eating habit. You have to have that discipline, or not, you know.
Yeah, I suppose, but I guess I'm a Pisces, so I was very sensitive as a child, and so like seeing the animal slaughter videos, like that really, really just like fueled my resolve. Like it wasn't even like a temptation. It was just like, okay, I'm done. It wasn't even like a thought like, oh, I have to steer myself away even though I want it really bad. I just didn't want it anymore. Yeah. You know, so I would say it didn't really require discipline. It required, let me think of the phrase.
Awareness.
No, it required like being okay with being the black sheep. That's what it required. It wasn't like I was tempted and had to resist temptation. It was more so pressure. It was the social pressure.
Well,
and
what I
yeah.
would say is more, did it give you discipline?
Did it give? No.
Guys like that. No.
Would you ever be vegan? Would you ever get?
No.
All right.
Do you not have the discipline for it?
No.
Damn.
All right. But do you find yourself having more discipline, or what's your relationship with discipline?
That's a big question. Me? My relationship with discipline?
Yeah.
And
then we'll get to you. Don't worry.
Okay. My relationship with
I mean, I could
discipline.
have gone first if you wants to think. I don't know.
I want to think. I want to make it nice and juicy.
All right. So what was the question again, though?
What's your relationship to discipline? Like, how do you? What role does it play in your life?
Like in general.
Yeah, any kind of discipline, self-discipline.
Your creative endeavors.
I mean, I would say yes in general first. I mean, I didn't really have a lot of discipline, I guess. Actually, I kind of did, because I was always too hard on myself, so that gave myself the discipline that I needed, in a way. Because, like, not to be perfect, but it's just like I always strive to be a better person for who I was, who I am from yesterday and all that shit. Especially when I said, I was going through, my photography shit and just some spiritual shit going on. I always thought, I need to be better, because that's when I started getting a lot of self-awareness of, like, the shit that I'm doing is not cool, Like, it's, in a way, it was bad for me, bad for others, and shit like that. Yeah. And it was just a weird click that I needed to, see myself for who I am and stop pointing fingers at this person because of that, and shit like that. So it was a nice but hard self-reflection. Some people can't do it, and like I understand, they have their own journey going through. Yeah. Cool, And then of course, the gym is always a nice discipline too. I mean, right now I haven't recently gone like that, but like when I'm in it, I'm in it. Like it really does make you feel good. Because I'm not going to the gym, to look buff and shit like that, but it's just like, it just felt nice, and it gives you a nice boost.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's important to treat
your
body well.
Yeah, your body, your mind, and all that, your soul. And then with discipline with freaking photography, I would say. I mean, I picked up, like, my story is I picked up a camera and all that shit. I was in Best Buy, and I just picked it up. My friend told me I wasn't gonna do shit, and like.
Wait, he told you weren't gonna be shit?
No, I wasn't gonna do shit. It's like you're not about it. Like you won't get there. Like
you won't do it.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it. And like when people tell me,
that is a powerful motivator.
Yeah.
No, that's
like a hating asshole to fuel your resolve. You need that.
No, that's
you need haters.
That's why kind of pushes me into discipline too. I would say some people like that have always doubted me. I don't want to say that I'm doing it for them, because and I'm doing subconsciously for me, like to prove that, look, I'm just it. But I'm not cocky about it. I'm humble enough that, there's other people, I'm not going and walking into the room and saying, I'm the big shot and shit like that. Fucking shit, nah. But anyway, yeah, I bought the camera, and then after that, I was just playing around with it and just taking photos. That's when I started doing a lot of traveling too, and all that shit. And then COVID happened, so I was just trying to make shit up with creative shit around my house, items and all that shit. And then after that, I just kind of felt more in love with it and more passionate, I guess. That's when I bought my other camera, I bought my laptop, and like right away, like quick SL. The Stimleys check, I think we said that about that another time.
Shout out to the Stimmy.
Facts, I need another one. Anyway.
I didn't get
more
stimmies. I did not participate in the outside activities.
Damn.
Because I did not receive a stimmy.
But yeah, like after that, I mean, like I just creating a whole persona, doing all that shit, like I think that was one of the greatest years of my life and hardest too, because like I really was constantly on my shit. I was not in like I was just in a relationship with myself that time, basically. I loved it, like every sec. But in the same time, it was hard. It was hard because like I did have my lonely days, and shit like that. But in the end of the day, I met amazing people with photography. I was traveling. I was just fucking doing what I love to do, and that needed a lot of discipline because, like, if not, I was just gonna stay home and do nothing.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah. That's how discipline really played a part of my life, I would say. I mean, I'm still working on it. I'm not, 100% all the time. I mean, I know my wrongs in all that shit,
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
And what about you? You
Oh, me?
yeah.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Anyway, so creatively, I feel like I have no discipline creatively. I like to have as much freedom. I like to consume everything. I like to see everything. I want to just take everything in. You know what I mean? No limits, whatever. Show me whatever. I just absorb everything like a sponge.
Okay.
And that way, I kind of it just kind of like sticks with me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't explain it, but like, I'll watch something and like I won't see it again for years, but it'll always be there in the back of my mind. And I don't know why, but it comes out. Like, I can just pull it out. You know what I mean? Like, creatively, I just pull it out. I don't know where I saw it, but I know I saw this. And I thought it looked cool. And I just, so that's always been my strategy. Watch as much as you can. Watch as many films as you can, as many music videos as you can, as much photography as you can. Like, just absorb every fucking thing. Yeah, so that was always been my strategy. Just always, like, never limit yourself. Like, always open yourself to new ideas, new artists, new concepts, new ideas. Everything. Just take it all in. And then that way, you'll internalize it, you'll digest it, and you'll bring it back out into your creative work.
Right.
If that makes any sense yet. Yeah, I take inspiration from everything, not just movies. I mean, obviously, I like movies a lot, but like photography, illustrators. I love illustration a lot. I like architecture, like anything, design, all of it.
Yeah.
And I internalize all of that stuff, and just take a minute, just go to Barnes and Nobles, look at a design book, look at an art book, look at a fine art book.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a museum. You can just go to the bookstore and be like, hey, take in these images. And it'll reflect in your style. Yeah, that's really what it is. That's why I said I don't think it's a discipline.
It's not something that you're fighting temptation for. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be somebody. I just want to learn.
Yeah. Amen.
That's all. So I guess I don't have the discipline.
I would say my relationship to discipline is on the creative end. Like you said, it's kind of like easy as breathing, you on the creative end, but then there's the back end, what we were talking about in the car, when you have to be your own manager,
Everything.
booker, makeup artist, stylist, transportation. Like, that's where I sometimes lack, that's why I said people need assistance. That's why people need teams, and it is so challenging doing it all by yourself. So all the independent artists and independent creatives, shouts to you, because
Can I check right here? I think it's harder for you because you're not in control of your own creative. Everybody else is in control of your image and your creative and all that stuff. Whereas opposed to me, where it's like I'm in control of all my images, all my work, my projects. I can release whenever I want. I can do whatever I want. I have more control than you do. So that way, I don't need the discipline because I can just do things on my time, that's always how I do things, is on my time. I don't work on everybody else's timeline except my own. So we live in two different worlds in that respect, because yeah, I get what you mean. Like, you always have to be dependent on everybody else to get your work across, whereas we don't have to. We just can just work on it until we feel like it's ready, and then we can just release. Like with this podcast, we've been developing it for a while. We're not working on anybody else's timeline. But yeah, it's different for you because you're not in that.
I have to audition for roles, and I have to say to this person, do you like how I look? Can you shoot me? And I have to listen to them say yes or no. That's what it is. And so that the discipline of putting myself out there to be perceived in that way is tiring. Sometimes it's a lot. But that's not to say that I couldn't make stuff of my own as well. I tinker as well, but I also work 12-hour shifts many days. It's hard. It's hard, to sustain yourself. I'm working on getting myself in a better, financial situation. I'm working on my side quest right now. And attempts to be a full-time creator. But you just gotta enjoy the process while you're in it. I'm very lucky that I work with a lot of the industry that I work in has a lot of creative people. It's attractive to people in my industry, because it's a gig-based industry. So I meet a lot of
Here's the trade-off though.
yeah.
This one's for Gio though. Like, he'll understand this. He'll understand this. A lot of times, like I said, we're in control of our own timeline, whatever, and in our own work. I feel like a lot of times, like, we don't get the shine for the projects that we make.
Your stars do.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm happy for them, but the concept, the development, like, look, like. I don't know, Gio, chime in. Let me know if you've ever felt this way, where it's just like, you feel like you lost the shine a little bit to the model or to the actor or whoever.
We had the discussion, no hate for the model.
No, it's never. That's never the intention. What the point is to make them look great.
Yeah,
but then it's just like, hey yo, I'm here too.
Yeah, like we said, the model posted the same picture you posted. The model guy has more likes, more comments. They say you killed this shot, even though you
killed this shot.
Even though the person that took the shot, was like the photographer.
Yeah.
It just it's just.
I feel like though your guys is. You want me to hold that? This is heavy. Damn. I was gonna say. You guys have you would be appreciated by the people who work like you. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to a general audience.
Well, that depends too. If there's some bad photographers that are gatekeeper or filmmakers, as Tony has talked about it to me about. But I've never had any photographers that were like, I'm better than you bullshit, or like, I'm not gonna share you how I did a shot or shit like that. But Tony here,
it's very collaborative.
He has many times had those issues.
Yeah. It also, I'm not a photographer myself. I'm normally in front of the camera, but I do appreciate when I can like recognize a photographer's style. Right. That's almost a more part. That's exciting as like a casual viewer, because it's like, oh, I see the way I can pick it out. Yeah. So, don't cut yourself some slack, because there are people that will recognize you from your style.
I get the feedback. I get it.
And even with Sweetheart, you do have a very distinctive style that, like, I was like, interesting. This is his vision. This is his, like, the way he sees the world, and here's the music in his head. And yeah, and I have not had the pleasure of working with you yet. So
go ahead, Gio.
Go ahead with what? Show my work. What? Oh.
Work with her.
I
highly recommend it.
More of my work that was like moody. I always like to include like more darkish in tone.
That's my whole vibe. But I love a dark and vampy. And moody.
I mean, Tony has been to one of my shoots that so he knows the concepts.
Or we can do collab.
Is this the planning right now? Is it happening right now?
He sounds like a white girl saying everything.
Is this happening right now in real time?
I guess so. We put in my calendar. Shit. Okay, yeah. But now we'll do it. We'll do it off camera. We'll do that after. Yeah. But yeah, all right. You hold this. It's heavy as hell.
But yeah, no. That's actually part of the podcast experiences. It's just talking about like that kind of experience in the creative world, where we all have different feelings, different experiences, and different perspectives. Obviously, you have a different perspective. I can understand how frustrating it is for you when you're waiting for everybody to get back to you. Some people ghost you. Some people don't send you final edits, or they send you shitty edits, or it's all different for all of us. So that's also why I wanted to talk, in person with everybody to be like, hey, what's your experience?
Yeah, for sure.
It's very common.
Yeah, you just gotta have really thick skin. You gotta really let shit roll off your back. Like my mom always says, water off a dog's back. Sometimes I'll see the fuggliest photo of me posted online by someone I did that was a bad pop. It'll be the fuggliest photo of myself, but I don't say shit because it's just like, whatever, that's what I look like, and so you kind of have to really just take the highs and you take the lows as well. Like I did a e-commerce photo shoot, and Lord forgive me, but my makeup was terrible. I looked crazy. I didn't do my makeup that day, but my makeup looked insane. But I just had to. It's on the website, you know. It's
live.
It's live. I just have to.
And it's in,
I have to roll with it. It's in the air, you know. Other than that, that was a very fun experience. That was the first open call that I ever submitted to, and I got chosen. I was like, me? Oh my god! And I made it work, you know. But yeah,
I want to throw that one to Gio too, because Gio is not usually in front of the camera unless I ask him to be.
What do you mean? I've been in front of the camera more.
More than me, yeah. You've done like your own
Yeah.
shoots, but like yeah, like I said, more than me. So I'm like, I want to throw it back to you. Like you have experiences in this as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Like
you're a model.
Not really, but I just don't give a fuck, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
So-
not that shot. I would say, like, I mean, I have a little sense of nervous, but like I say, I think what my mind is kind of weird to is like, that's where the whole weird persona mindset just kicks back in out of nowhere, and I'm just doing me again.
What's your sign?
That's Scorpio.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Alright.
Why?
I just needed a frame of reference.
she's an astrology person.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Scorpio season.
Go on. That was it. That was all.
Oh, okay, I know,
Nothing else
I
to
know,
say.
I know. But yeah, so like after that, it's just like I'm just comfortable with what I had to do, you know, and shit like that.
And I will give you that. The comparison that I will make is between the two of you guys. You have very similar temperaments creatively. Well, on set, you guys are very professional. You guys are very just like standing there, like what do we got to do next? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're not anxious. You're not like weird. You're just like you're ready. And I noticed that about both of you guys. Right, you're locked in. It's just like, and you're nonchalant about what I ask you to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is the shot. Do this, do that, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I get.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, it's not like there's no feedback. It's just like okay. And I'm like, is that a good okay or is that a bad okay? But no. But you guys knock it out. You guys
Yeah.
both knock it out. So
Thank you. Happy to oblige.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
I mean, if you want feedback, I give you more feedback, but I don't
Yeah.
want to take. The only reason why I don't tell you like other shit is just because like you're the director, you know. First of all, you know.
right.
Unless you want me to bounce more ideas so that we can.
Always.
You
Always.
know. But you know,
Always.
that's how I feel. You know that
It's
shit.
that water sign flow. That's what it is.
Okay. Shout out to the water signs because I like them.
Yeah.
The asparagus is out there.
But yeah,
You know, you guys are.
Asparagus?
I'm an asparagus.
Oh, okay.
dead.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I would say that I don't know. It comes from a lot of internal work as well. Just
Yeah.
getting out of your own head and out of your own body. You know,
Yeah.
and stop being so self-conscious.
Yeah, because too many people live in their head way too much, where to the point where you're not really existing, you're just on autopilot mode.
Yeah.
And trust me, I've been down the road, like I said, like in my early years of a kid and all that shit, I think I was just in autopilot mode 24/7. And nowadays, like, I even kind of scare myself times, like, I'm really a real person, if that makes sense. Like, this is actually fucking real.
I exist.
Yeah.
Getting
Like,
a little existential now.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, this is me. And like, the great thing is like, a lot of people like to look at the life, you know, like it sucks, you know. Life is not fair. Like, but at the same time, you have to that's why I say you have to take that mindset of being a victim, that the world is against you. And you actually have to play with the cards that the world gave you. If
Yeah.
not, you're always got to be in the same endless circle of, oh, I'm not where I want to be because he did this and he made me this and type of bullshit, you know. And you start pointing, like, I understand some people screw you over in life. Trust me, I know that. But I'm not gonna fucking hold grudges. I'm not gonna hold shit against you anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm playing with the cards that I've dealt with, you know.
Water off the duck's back.
Shout out to that.
Shouts to that.
I like that.
But yeah, that's how I just learn how to like be me. Like I said, I'm not a perfect motherfucker though. I still have my flaws, like everyone else has flaws. But the way I see people nowadays is like they're flaws, and I don't judge them for that shit and all that shit. You know, they're
Well said, sir.
everyone
Well
has a battle that nobody knows that they're facing. You know.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh, it's so hard being an empath. Like, why everyone is the way they are.
Is that a water sign thing?
Probably.
Oh yeah, you're a water sign too, right? Yeah.
Oh
that
my
makes
God.
sense. Okay.
All right, can we move on to film now?
Yeah.
carried away. Sorry.
Tony doesn't care about this shit.
I'm sorry.
Moving along.
Film. Listen, you're an actress. I have to ask, what film inspires you to be an actress? Like, what film that you saw that like really maybe say, hey, I want to do this, or I really feel motivated to do this, or like it just like moved me enough to be like bold enough to be in front of the camera, like, because that's a big ass move to be in front of the camera.
So I'm gonna sound like
a basic.
No. I'm gonna sound like, what's that word? A compulsive liar when I say this, or like one of those like girls in middle school that like made up stories to get attention. But this is like a real thing that happened to me when I was younger. Whenever I would watch a show or like a movie with like a really, with a female lead, I would dead forget what my face looked like, because I would envision that my face was the girl's face that I was watching. I remember like the most specific instance that I can remember that happening with was with Teen Wolf. MTV's Teen Wolf. I used to be a Teen Wolf head, and I would forget what my face looked like. I can only imagine Allison Argent's face as my face. So I thought that was very interesting. I was like, oh my God, I'm destined to be an actress. I don't know. It's just the connection.
That's fucking new. I've never heard that perspective in my life. I've never heard. And most people say like, oh, I love this movie. I love the way she looked. I love the performance. Yeah. Like, I always want to be like her. There was no idealization of like the character. It was just like you were just there. That was you. That was that's all you wanted to be. That was me. Yeah. Okay, that's different, because most people give bullshit answers and be like, hey, this moved me. This made me feel kind of way. No. You jumped the gun. You were like, hey, this is me. Yeah. Same. Yeah. I get that feeling where I watch a great movie and I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah. That's really what it was, honestly. But what actually inspired me to be an actress was I played the genie in Aladdin when I was in middle school, and I remember these little kids came up and asked me for my autograph. And I was sitting there painted blue. I was painted blue.
Did you have the ponytail?
I had the ponytail. And then these two little kids came and asked me for my autograph. And then I remember I was sitting in I did blue face, yeah. Sorry. I was a different person back then.
I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah, and I remember I was just like, I'm gonna be a movie star. So that's really where it started. And then, the whole thing with the actresses, and I couldn't remember my face. And it kind of just developed from there. Like, I never really had a plan B. It was just always like, I want to be in movies. I want to be famous. I want to be an actress.
I respect that 1,000%. Like, that's a very honest answer.
Yeah.
You didn't sugarcoat it. You weren't like, oh, this was inspirational. No, you said it. You felt it. And you wanted to do it, and that's what you did. Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like you said, it's kind of like, it's kind of off-putting to be like, I could do that, to say those words. I could do that. Yeah, because it doesn't sound as deep. Right. But, it
is deep, but not on the same level it is like when you're inspired. Like, obviously, I was inspired, but I'm like, I had something in me that was like comfortable enough to say, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes it's just a feeling. So, yeah, that's all I can really say, and I'm working on it.
But I'm glad that you brought up to the whole recognition aspect of this creative journey. Recognition's a very, very interesting demon to battle. Recognition. I don't know, Gio. Well, how have you dealt with recognition in your creative journey?
What do you mean? Like,
I'm not like 1,000% with compliments, but like. So when they come to you and they be like, hey,
how do I do?
How does it make you feel?
I mean, I'm glad you took time to see my work.
He's just like,
you just don't think that deep about it.
I mean, not really. Like, in a way, I mean, I did had compliments, and I did got people like, oh, I like your work, and like, I actually want to sketch your shoe, and like, I'll just be like, I don't
nonchalant.
Like, I don't really think about it. I mean, I take the compliment like, thank you. I'm not being a dickhead. Like, I know I'm good.
You suck my dick. Yeah.
Like,
how
bullshit.
Free is he? Right? He is so free.
And sometimes, but yeah, I like thanks. Like, and then we schedule a shoot, or we schedule, or if they don't want a shoot, if they just want compliments or another photographer, we just talk about shenanigans and all that shit. And how I did that shit, I'm like, I make a joke, to be honest. I'll be like, yeah, I don't know, I just fucking do it.
I just fucking do it.
Yeah, like if I overthink.
Yeah, that is like I don't want to say it's an annoying question, but it's like, oh my God, how did you do this? It comes so easy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
you're just like, I don't fucking know. I'm just doing it. I'm just here. I'm just vibing. I'm existing.
I mean,
you know?
I get that.
Yeah,
I just do it.
I'm
like,
just doing it.
Like,
Not to suck
I'm
your
not
own
really
dick or anything, but
overthinking
yeah.
about it.
Right.
I'm
you
not
know?
like Tony saw me when I was like shooting on like. I just make ideas on set really quick and do all that bullshit.
That's also why I always wanted to do collaborations because, like I said, I've always been on my own, and so I think Jill was like the first one of the first ones I did like a collaborative photo shoot with.
Yeah.
Well, not photo shoot, but he took the photos, I took the video, and like it was that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was also like one of the things I wanted to do. That was part of the network building experience.
That was a fun
is to
night.
have us work together. Yeah, exactly. Just like
Great
you
night.
do your thing, I'll do my thing. I'm not gonna get in your way. You do your shit.
Yeah.
And we both came away with 2 different products,
Yeah.
which was I don't know. What do you think about Jill? You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it, honestly. I fuck with it. I mean, the model was not chill, I would say, you know.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's good. She's chill. Very.
So we knocked it out.
Yeah.
So like, I wanted more of that community, more of that dynamic, just more ideas and just more greatness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
have you ever been on a shoot like that though?
On a collaborative shoot, like with 2 people, I cannot say that I have. It's more so just been shout out to y'all. I guess I'm next. Like I said, we'll do this after the.
By the way, that day of the shoot, you remember we went out drinking and I was fucked up that night, right?
Wait, which shoot are you talking about?
The shoot with Chris?
Yeah.
I was fucked up, remember? The day before?
Oh,
I couldn't make it to the club.
I don't. Oh, that part. Yeah. I forgot that part of the story. Hold on, wait a second.
Yeah.
I forgot that part.
In PA, remember?
That was the night before.
Yeah, man, that was that
Okay,
night.
my bad.
Night before, and then
So me and Jill have history.
yeah.
I actually.
So I always basically fucked up that night. Yeah.
Are you good? Like, were you good? Like the next day?
No, he made it to the shoot.
Yeah, I made it to shoot. I was
All that
like,
matters.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm
No, we
good.
can get chaotic
Yeah.
as creatives. We can get a little
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Wild for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I felt that.
Yeah.
You agree? You know that being in that world, it is very wild sometimes. It's just like, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's part of the process.
Definitely.
Or you just like to party.
That's
But no, I call it party with a purpose.
Party with
a purpose. Trademark that.
Inspirations.
That's good.
Party with a purpose.
He's looking at the clubs like
Check
I
it
can do
out.
the lighting better here.
Right. No, yeah, facts. I'm always looking at shit creatively. Like, yo, this shit's trash. Get this out of here. Like,
Oh my God, me too. I'm like, oh, she wasn't like when I'm watching a movie or like she wasn't grounded right there.
Yeah.
I can see in her eyes she's not locked in the scene. Yeah.
Or like her lighting wasn't correct. Or
Yeah.
the shadow was too hard.
Or she like that wasn't a choice I would have made. No.
And see, that's what I mean. That's the same thing. When you know, because I'll watch a scene and be like, oh no, fuck that. That's wild. No, that's whack.
But that's
Don't do
wild
that.
though. Like what happened? Like somebody, say your show is on TV now, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Well, how will you deal with the people now giving you those bad feedbacks?
Oh, I would love haters.
That's what I said. You know?
I haven't had one yet, so I mean, shout out to my haters if you're out there. Let me know if I'm doing something
I
shitty.
need haters,
Please, yeah, hit me up. You know,
Yeah.
But how will you respond then?
how would I respond?
Yeah.
How I always responded to everything in my life. I don't care. You know?
yeah, that's
I've
it.
never cared.
So nobody has ever like said your photos were like wag or your shit was
No, it's possibly no.
Well,
If-
well, that's
so be
wild.
the first one in the comments. You know, tell me. If it's
No,
whack.
because like I also as I had my fair share of compliments. I always had my fair share of bad shit, like really bad shit.
Really? Like
Yeah.
what?
Nothing. I was just like, that's when I was kind of starting up, but like
Mm-hmm.
I would just be like, damn, that's wild anyway.
No.
And then I stalk their page and shit. And like, damn, that's wild.
No, nothing critical. In a negative way. No, nothing critical.
Like I don't take it too personal. Like, the fuck are you talking about? It'd be like some random.
Well, that's
ass
also
page.
why I felt like fucking like invisible because I was so like there was no at the beginning there was no feedback,
Yeah.
so it was just like oh maybe I'm not ain't shit.
Nah,
There's no hate, there's no appreciation, no nothing.
Nah, I did have my fair
Right.
share. And like I just responded, damn, that's wild. Basically, like. the
No, I
fuck you
mean,
want me
even
to
if I
do?
did, it didn't obviously didn't stick to me because I don't remember it. But
Me either. Like I
you have
don't
something negative to say,
but I do.
we want to hear from you.
Haters who are strangers, it's easy to brush off, but what if you received negative feedback from someone you admired?
That's the other thing.
I don't mind.
I
hearing
haven't
that, but
because
like,
I've actually had interactions with photographers that I admired from a long time ago, from 10 years ago, and they've been very supportive. They've been very cool. I met them. Well, I haven't met them, but I've had interactions with them. I've chats with them. They've been very nice. Well, because I also was very meticulous in my work, and I would never put anything out that I wasn't sure was ready. I was in the beginning. I was like the worst. I was like, no, very selective, very much perfectionist. I'm like, no, it's not right. I'm not gonna put that out. So it was always targeted to what I wanted to do. So yeah. So fortunately, I didn't have too many negative experiences with that. So it always kept me going. So shout out to you guys who've been supporting me.
If I received negative feedback from someone I admired, I'd just be like, damn.
They always say don't make me heroes, right?
They do say that.
I mean,
yeah.
and also never put someone above your high level. So like,
No, it's not. It's not someone that I'm idolizing. It's someone who I admire. Someone, you can admire people without idolizing.
Oh, okay,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
But there's still that little, damn, like fuck, But it would be important to not take it personal
I mean,
because
I
you admire
don't-
them for a reason,
yeah,
right?
I try not to. That's the thing. You shouldn't really always try taking anything personal and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like for photography. I never really admire anybody, to be honest, and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got no heroes.
I mean, not that I don't have heroes. I took some inspiration, but I never look up at a specific person, like that.
You don't have artists like you had like in mind, like that you always
like
looked at.
photography?
Yeah,
No, not really.
like not fine artists, not like iconic photographers, nothing like that.
like iconic. Like what you mean, like type of artist, like
Talking about like the photographers that were super famous, for fashion or fucking.
Nah, not really. No,
No,
no.
really.
What I did was just took inspiration from a bunch of other things, and I
Right.
Like I said, how free is he?
that's how I
What
just
is it?
made my whole persona too. I didn't just look at someone. I looked at many things. Like I like how this person acts. I like how he
Right.
is doing life. I want to take some of that and then boom, I interpret it into me and shit like that.
Okay.
I'm many things, and then after that, I looked at people. Everyone's just a reflection of me.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. I kind of take that personal because that's how I approach my projects. Everybody's a reflection of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they're all my characters, so it's just like
What you don't like about me is what you don't like about yourself, and what you like
Shout
about
out
me
to that.
is what you like about yourself.
shout out to that.
We're getting real self-developmental right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, but
Keep
like
that.
for real. Like that's how I am. Like I'm like shit. I mean, the only person like I told Tony too a long time ago when we first met. Like I did look at his page like a long time ago before I even picked up a camera and shit like that. But I would say I liked his work, but I never like
He didn't
Oh.
idolize me.
not like idolize him or like admire
Nah, I
him
wasn't
like
his idol.
and shit. Like I never hit him up and shit like that. I was like, cool. He's dope. I like his
Thank you, Joe.
the style he's going for. That.
Thank you. Shout out to Joe, an early supporter.
Yeah.
He's told me multiple times. I appreciate you, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am. I think I'm.
See, this is what I mean. Community. This is what I mean. Fucking community.
I'm a very big supporter of people. And all that shit.
Right. So that's why we're here. That's why you're here. Listen, we're not gatekeeping. We're not trying to be right. Just
We putting our peoples on.
everybody on.
Putting everybody on. If I know you, if I ever interacted with you in my life,
Yeah.
you're getting put on in some way. I don't know how. I don't know when.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen though. So
With that said, is there anybody else you want to put on? Anybody that you're feeling? Anybody that you're working with?
just all my friends, everyone that's gonna watch this, everyone that's creative, everyone that's endeavoring towards the same thing, everyone that I know, keep doing. We got this. Like, we got this. Like all the friends that I've made in New York, all the friends that I made in school. Like,
Tell them to come to the podcast.
come on the podcast. Come on the podcast. Come to Jersey. I know. My New York friends be busting my chops over being from Jersey.
We're doing it. We're doing it over here.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a
gotta get
Lafayette, Jersey. Lafayette,
Right.
Jersey. Remember.
Yeah, but for real, you know, it's only up from here. It's only up.
With that being said, thank you very much for coming on. This is very productive. I liked this episode very much. It was very introspective.
It was kind of really deeper now.
It was deeper. It wasn't
was.
as goofy. It was goofy at times, but it was fun. But like, we got the full scope of what it is to be like what we're doing. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming on.
For having me.
Hope you come back, and then
Sure will.
we'll collab at some point, and then you guys will watch that soon.
Absolutely. And my Instagram is at victoria.jaylin, Jaylin. You can follow me on there. Don't misspell it. It's not Jaylene. It's Jaylin. Hylene. No, it's not Hylene. It's Jaylin. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a good night, guys.